This video is to describe two methods for a winning accumulator with a bookie who adds a bonus to the winnings. Now the strategy is to bet your accumulator with a bookie and lay the same run as in Betfair, hopefully at lower odds. Now two ways we can attack this. We can try and hit all winners and get the bonus, and if we hit a loser, use the lays in Betfair just to win our bet stake back that we had with the bookie. The second method we can use is to bet our accumulator with a bookie and just aim to hit one loser, and when we hit that loser it wins back our losing bet stake with the bookie and gives us a profit on top from our lay. Now if we hit all winners we're likely to make a loss, but if we've bet with the bookie, the winnings with the bookie would reduce our loss and maybe show a profit if we get the bonus on top as well. So if we're using the first method, we're using the lays as insurance against hitting one loser. If we use the second method, we're using the bet with the bookie as insurance if we hit all winners. Here we are in the spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet for laying an accumulator to a profit target. We enter the amount that we need to make from our lays, the profit we need to make, at B1 there. If we've bet a £2 accumulator with our bookie and we're just aiming to hit every winner, we would need to win our £2 back, so that's what we'll put up there. Name your runners down there that you'll be laying one at a time. Enter your bookie bet odds of your accumulator and input your Betfair lay odds. As we put your odds in, we've shown some stakes there, and those are the lay stakes that we need to lay in Betfair in order to achieve our profit target if we hit one loser. So once we've got those matched one at a time, we input the lay stake that we've got matched in column D. We enter the result there, a 1 for a win or a 0 for a lose. And then the sheet shows, column G, it shows the liability of our lay at those odds of that stake. And this is a total of the laying bank as it progresses. So as you place in these lays, that is what is happening to your laying bank in Betfair. So once you hit a loser there, look, you make your £2 that you've been aiming for. And this column here, that's what's happening to your bookie bet. So once you hit a loser with your bookie, you lose your £2, but you've had a successful lay, so you win your £2 back, and your total bank at the end there adds those two together and shows the result of the whole of your trade so far. So if you're lucky and hit all winners, you would have all ones in that column there, all winners, and those would be your lay liabilities, and that would be your bookie profit. And on top of that you might have 10% or 20% added, so your bank there of minus £3.34 could have 10% of £190 in this example added, so that'll be another £19, so you make about almost £16. So that's roughly the setup of the sheet. Now you need to lay these one at a time, so we wouldn't have those all in at once, we'd put them in one at a time. So we'll just have to do an example now. So we'll just delete those. If we bet our first runner at evens and also manage to lay it at evens, we would have a stake of £2.11 to try and get that matched in Betfair. And if it wins, we need to put our next odds in. Say we did 3 and maybe we got laid at 2.8, or looking to get matched at 2.8, we would need a stake of £4.33 on our next runner. So put that in Betfair. Once you get matched, enter it in there. If it loses at that point, our layer bank shows that we win our £2 back, and we've lost our £2 with our bookie, so we break even. If it wins, put a 1 in there. Put the odds of your next runner in, might be 4 or something, maybe we got it laid at 3.8 if we were lucky. And we need to lay £12.53 on this next runner. Put that in, get that in Betfair, get it matched. and if that loses, put a 0 or just leave it blank, and we win our £2 back and we lose our £2 with our bookie. If it wins, put 1 in, put the next bookie odds in, say they're 5 and maybe we got 4.8 or something if we're really lucky again. Lay £4 49.45 with the book in Betfair. Put that in there once that gets matched. And if that loses, we win our £2 back, £1.99, and lose our £2 with the bookie. If it wins, put a 1 in there. We've lost £232.90 with our lays, but we've won £238 with our bookie. And if that's the end of if it's just a 4-timer that we're doing with the bookie, we'll then qualify for the bonus. So that is the state of this trade here, with a bet with the bookie and the lays in Betfair. And at this point, this example showing a profit of £5.10. So you may be adding maybe 10% of those bookie winnings on top of that. So that's another 23, nearly £24 to go on top of that. So if you're able to lay slightly lower than your bookie bet odds, you can certainly make a profit on that part of the trade, and then add the bonus 10% or whatever it is, 20% onto what is shown in your bet profit. So that's how you would make a very nice profit out of laying your accumulator with all winners. And whilst you're doing that, any time that you hit a loser, say it was that last one, you win back your original bet stake with your successful lay. So you break even if you hit a loser, and if you hit all the winners, you qualify for the bonus, plus or minus whatever you've made doing these parts of the trade. Okay. Now if we're using method 2, we'd be looking to profit from the size of our lay profit target. So we need to increase that to make it worth our while. Now there's another sheet showing the bet accumulator. This is what's happening in your with your bets with your bookie. So we wouldn't mess about looking for a small profit on £2, so we might up that to £10 or £5 or something. So if we bet £5 with the bookie, we would be looking to recover that £5, but we know that we can make another amount on top of that from the bonus. So if we lay a rather larger accumulator with the bookie, we might get 50% or something on that. So we can add 50% to that bet stake. So 50% of £5 will be £2.50. So we can aim for a profit target of £7.50. Now when we hit a loser, we'll make a profit of £7.50 from our lays, lose £5 with our bookie, and we'd make a profit of £2.50. So we'll just clear the spreadsheet and see how that works. Right, so if we're laying, so we bet £5 with our bookie on our accumulator, and we can go ahead now and place our lays. So if we get our first run of bet odds of evens and lay odds evens as well, we could possibly look for an ARB for that. Our first lay stake is £7.89. So we'll look to get that matched in Betfair. If it wins, we need to put our odds in for our next runner. If we hit a loser, put a 0 in, and our lay bank makes £7.50. We lose our £5 with our bookie, so we make a profit of £2.50. So suppose we hit a winner with that, put our next odds in. Now to win back our lay liabilities from our first runner and show the profit on top, we now need to lay £16.20. Get that matched in Betfair at those odds, and if we hit a loser, we win our £7.50 from our lays, lose our £5 with our bookie, and we make £2.50 profit, and so it goes on. So if we happen to hit a winner, if we're really unlucky, and maybe we lay another one at evens or something, and maybe that one drifts or something, and lay that at 2.5. So we need to lay £50.30 at this for this one. Get that matched in Betfair, enter it in there. If it loses, again we make our £7.50, lose our accumulator is a loser with a bookie, so our profit is £2.50. And if it wins, we would carry on and put some more odds in and place the next lay, and so on. So you can see, as soon as we hit a loser, we achieve our profit target with our lays, and our bookie bet is just insurance in case we happen to hit all winners. So I've just put a 1 in there. Now if we had hit all winners to that point, if that was the end of our betting with the bookie, we would have made minus £60.74 there, because we're placed in much larger lays. But we would have 50% to add on to the £55 winning treble with the bookie if it was a 50% bonus. So we would add on what, £25, 20 odd pounds there. So that would greatly reduce those liabilities. So we'd live to fight another day. But really, we would be looking to hit a loser and make our £2.50. So with these bets and lays, we wouldn't be looking for winners, we'd be looking for losers using this method. Now if we're able to get our odds reasonably close, maybe we've got that at 2.8 and that one at evens as well as the bet, these liabilities become a lot more acceptable. So instead of that stake there, we would now need 46.89 instead of what it was at 50.30. So if we've got better odds and we put 46.89 in for that one, you can see that if we then got the 50% bonus, it would be about £27. So we'd be losing next to nothing if we were really unlucky and hit all winners whilst we tried to hit a loser. Now to do that, it'd probably be a lot longer accumulator for a 50% bonus than just a treble. So I would hope that we'd hit a loser in there and get the £2.50 winnings that we're looking for. Okay.